Hello Capricorn, Turquoise Tarot here for your August 2017 reading. I'm going to be doing a general reading and a love reading. For those of you interested in a private reading, or if you're interested in donating to the channel, I'm going to post links for that information below the video. So, Capricorn, let's see what are the general messages for you for the month of August. What are the general messages for Capricorn? Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles pop out, which I do believe is you, Capricorn. We're going to set this to the side here, and we'll see how it resonates with the other cards. First card you have is the Page of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Three of Cups, Justice, the Hanged Man, Nine of Cups, Seven of Swords, and the High Priestess. The overall message or energy for your reading at the bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. Great. So let's look here and let's see what the messages are. Give me just a moment while I review this, please. Well, dear Capricorn, I do see finances being on your mind. I do see that perhaps in the previous month or so there may have been an over expenditure on fun or celebration, maybe a summer, vacation that you took. And now this month of August is about balancing your finances back out. But I see that it's weighing heavy on your mind in the beginning of the month. This message came up, something about who to pay first, who's priority. It's like having limited funds, not having enough to cover every bill, so having to pick and choose who to pay first. This is a distinct message, and it may not be, it's obviously not for all of you, maybe for one of you who's watching, but there's something here about be careful about getting a DUI. Something about drinking and driving, getting a DUI, and it causing a lot of financial havoc for you in the coming months. I want to say for the next 6 months or more. So be very careful about that. You think you're being sneaky, you think you're gonna get away, but no, you're not, okay? So no drinking and driving, please. It's very unsafe for one, and for two, you are going to get caught, and you are going to pay the consequences for that. So just be smart. Pay the extra, I don't know what, to get a taxi or an Uber or whatever it is. Don't put your life or others' lives at risk. That's just stupid. For some of you, there's a legal situation, I want to say. And this month, you'll get the determination as to whether or not you will be successful. You will get what you want out of it. I'm going to have to pull some cards to see whether or not it's looking good for you, dear Capricorn. I think it would be on a basis by basis situation. Justice is all about what's fair. So it depends on your particular situation. If you feel and you know in your heart that you've done the best and you've done all that you can do, and you're in a situation where you feel things have been unfair towards you, things are going to look up this month. However, if you're on the opposite end of that, right, and the situation is the opposite, where you're the one who be being unfair to someone else in some way, that's going to come back this month, okay? So be very careful. Make sure you have the good intentions in everything that you do, because it can wreak havoc for you if you don't. Regarding the financial situation, though, if you're struggling financially, look, I think that there's going to have to be a sacrifice made this month regarding something you're paying for, and it may be something that's a luxury. Maybe you'd have to cancel your vacation, or you have to give something up that's not a necessity, but it's something that you don't necessarily want to give up, but maybe it's something that for now you're going to have to do. I also want to say there's something here about, again, I have to go back to the drinking, because I feel like somebody's being sneaky with their drinking. Like, people aren't aware that they're drinking again. Maybe some of you are partying a little too much in the month of August, and that's what gets you in trouble, financially or with the law. You know, just be careful this month with your finances and with, you know, outings, social outings. Just um, you know, be on your best behavior. And I know that sounds boring to some of you, but if you're not, you know, just seriously, get a cab or whatever, stay the night, do what you got to do. But for some of you, this would be like a situation where you're learning that a friend or somebody you care for is drinking again, or they're drinking in excess, and it's causing a lot of problems. And this could be something that you already know. It's something that has been weighing heavy on your mind. You're not sure how else you can help this person. It may be that you need to let this person go in a sense, or you need to stop being there to rescue them because you're enabling them. You know what I mean? That could be a situation too. This person who has a drinking problem will be costing you your finances. You know, it may be like they're eating you out of house and home, or you're constantly having to clean up their messes. Let's look at this a little bit more. I'm going to look at the Nine of Swords here. I like to touch the cards to connect it. I know that sounds crazy, but that's just what I do as a card reader. All right, so I think, yeah, there's some learning something. We're returning to something from the past, or we're returning to something that has happened. It's causing you a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety. It may be that some of you have a relative that has a drinking problem or something, and they're returning this month. You're learning something about this person this month. You want to jump in and help them, but you have to let them go, or you have to let them make the sacrifice. You know, like they have to learn on their own in a sense. You can't enable them, in other words. Look at the Seven of Swords here. Okay, so the Seven of Swords is about deception and trying to be sneaky, trying to get away with something in broad daylight. Okay, because this guy's out in broad daylight trying to steal these swords. We have the Sai, the pleasure seekers, and consistency. Okay, so what this is saying here is this person's not going to change their behaviors. And you, again, the Sai card is about releasing somebody, letting something go. And it's hard to. This woman has said goodbye to her lover. You see that she's sad. You see she's dropped the rose, so signifying that there is love there. And it's very, very challenging to let this person go. But in some respect, it's necessary because they're just acting foolish. And they're not going to change. Okay? And maybe they're telling you they're going to change, but they're secretly just in broad daylight, like under your nose, trying to get away with it. I don't see them changing. So you have to do what's right. You have to do what's fair for you. Times are changing with the Wheel of Fortune here. Okay? You got to stand up for yourself, and you got to take action. Stop sacrificing your happiness for someone who's just taking advantage of you, financially, emotionally. And I do think that this is specific. It may be that, you know, you're dealing with somebody who has a drinking problem, and they're lying to you that they're not drinking, or they're lying to you that they're not out partying. Something's going on here with that. Okay? So that's the general messages, Capricorn. Let's go ahead and look at what's coming in regarding love. This single reading will be for both single Capricorns and coupled Capricorns. Okay? Okay. First card we have is the Six of Cups, Death, Three of Cups, the Tower, Queen of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Three of Pentacles, Ace of Rods, Ace of Pentacles. And bottom of the deck overall energy is the Five of Swords. Okay, let's see here. Let me just look these over. Well, first off the bat, look, in the past, it has been, or maybe that you currently, as a coupled Capricorn, you'd be dealing with a love triangle situation. If you're a female, if you have a female, maybe a water sign, or maybe if you're male, that your partner, the person that you consider your actual partner, is a water sign, okay? So we're talking about Scorpios, Cancers, and Pisces. I also want to say, because this is a general reading, dear Capricorn, this Queen of Cups can be representing you. It can be representing your emotional investment. You're coming up in the reading as a cup, Queen of Cups, because emotionally this situation affects you, okay? Or maybe that you have a water sign dominantly in your chart. But this Queen of Cups is in the center of the reading, and this is telling me that this situation is significant to this situation. Whether it's you, it's another female, the third party, or you're the male, and this is this is your real, ideal partner. Okay, but I see a love triangle situation here for sure. Things are changing this month because somebody's making a decision, and I think it's you. It may be that if you're a coupled Capricorn, you're dealing with two men, and emotionally you'd be invested in both men. But this month you're making a choice about which partner you want to be with. Okay? It may be that if that's not your situation, but you are in a love triangle, it may be that your partner is making a choice. Okay? And it may be that there's a sudden ending to this relationship, and he may be moving in or moving on to the water sign female. And if you're male, obviously you're going to be the one choosing the water sign female. So there's an ending, a sudden ending to a relationship. Now there's a grand beginning with somebody new. Okay? We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So what this is telling me is that whoever this person is that you're choosing, or your significant other be choosing, this is a person that they have a lot of sexual compatibility with, or there's a lot of sexual chemistry there. But also, I want to say that there seems to be an emotional connection, and also there's some other investment that they've made with one another. Again, this would be you. You have two people. You've already somewhat invested in this other person. So you're saying goodbye to a partner that you've been with maybe for some time. It's not working out anymore. You've changed as a person, I feel, okay? And you've grown out of this person, and it's time to leave them behind. This is not going to be easy, though, and I think you know that. I mean, we have three major arcanas right here, okay? Tower, Death, Wheel of Fortune. Things are drastically changing. All these cards talk about drastic change. The Death card, transformation. The Tower, sudden abrupt ending, shock, things, just falling apart or seeming to fall apart. And then the Wheel of Fortune saying, look, things are changing. This is why this is all happening. Things got to change. We got to keep moving forward. We got to keep, And I think that's where you're at. You're at this point where you've grown out of somebody from the past and you're wanting something new. And someone else has caught your eye and you're moving into that new relationship. Or again, because it's a general reading, it could be your partner doing that. The Five of Swords is the overall energy, just emphasizes this. It's like we have three people battling it out. One person's walking away with what they ultimately want. Okay? It's seen as a shallow victory, yes, because also, anytime you have to hurt others to gain something, I personally feel that's a shallow victory. But, that's just the way it goes. Somebody's winning out over two other people. Now, if you're single, I want to say there may be, by month's end, there may be multiple people who are interested, okay? I see somebody from the past trying to return. I think you're going to see this person maybe at a party or an event or when you're out with your friends somewhere. And it's going to be a shocking event when you see this person. This is the last person you're expecting to see. Possibly it's a water sign, okay? But what's interesting is when this person comes back into your life, it looks like you realize you two have more in common than you realized, or maybe you two have grown significantly, and now there's an opportunity or a chance for a real relationship. And it looks really, really beautiful. You know, we have two aces here. One of passion, lust, you know, that spark of excitement that we have in a relationship, but also Ace of Pentacles says there's stability here in this relationship. Whatever this new opportunity is with this person, it's substantial, it's long lasting, it's a gift, it's a blessing too. These two cards talk about a blessing. So this person coming back in your life is a blessing. Now, it may be that you be talking to someone, or it may be that they're talking to someone, but that's not going to last. Because when they reconnect with you or you with them, that's it. You know, it's almost like it's a sudden event. It's like suddenly, oh, I see. This is someone I really want to be with. This is someone I really want to see what happens with. So you stop talking to anybody else. So look out for that. I think you can meet this person either at work or while you're volunteering or while you're working on something. Or it can be while you're out with friends. Okay? And this person introduced to you by a friend as well. This relationship I don't see really happening until the end of the month, but I think by middle month, I want to say around the eclipse time, I think that's when you're going to meet this person. I want to say within like 4 days of the eclipse, before or after the eclipse. That's when I think you're going to meet this person, or see this person again, because this is someone I think from the past. Let's look at the Tower card here. Yeah, for those of you in a relationship, there's an ending. We have the Death card twice coming up in the reading, right? This is certainly an ending. It says it makes you sad, melancholy, but ultimately, with the Pleasant Surprise card here, it's saying I don't think you're going to be grieving long, and I think you're going to realize this relationship needed to end. For those of you who are the ones ending the relationship, it just says here, you're not going to be struggling long. I mean, I think you already know who you want to be with, so I don't see you really crying over this other partner. Let's look at the Wheel of Fortune here. The Lord, Old Woman, and the Widower. Times are changing with the Wheel of Fortune, right? Our fortune is changing. Things are either looking up or down, and it looks to me like they're looking up for you. So whether you're the one doing the breaking up or you're the one, you know, being broken up with, I think ultimately this is going to be a good thing for you. It's letting go of somebody that you've been with for a long time. We see the Old Woman and the Six of Cups. This is talking about somebody from the past for certain. And you feel like this person just is too bossy, or they don't allow you to be in control, or there's something about this relationship that you need to say goodbye to and need to let go of. And that's what's coming up on this Wheel of Fortune for the couple. Okay, it's releasing this person. I mean, the Widower, the Death card, you're saying goodbye. With people who are single, the Wheel of Fortune here is saying, again, somebody you've let go of from the past is coming back. And I think this person has a lot more confidence this time around, and I feel they're going to pursue you, or you them. And this is leading to this new relationship, new beginning. Yeah. Okay, the last card I'm going to look at here is the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, excuse me, dropping cards. Child faithfulness. I really think that these cards on the Ace of Pentacles, this is new beginning, this is something of substance, this is something maybe manifesting even in our material world, new relationship, new connection, right? This is a new relationship, new beginning. Ace of Pentacles being an ace, it does mean a new beginning. There is some real strong loyalty. There's going to be, again, it's the Pentacles, so it's like there's a lot of security in this relationship, and I think you do like that, dear Capricorn. I think you do like that security. I do think that this is going to be a person for you if you're single. This is someone, they have a position of authority too, you know, or they may be someone in a high-ranking position. It may be someone with a little bit of money. And I think that gives you a sense of security because you are, you know, you build that security on your own. You want a partner you can do that with. I think this is going to be someone you can. I also think that this is taking you out of a position where emotionally You may have felt very weak. You may have felt like love wasn't happening for you, or that you weren't getting the right kind of love, the right kind of person in your life. I think they're coming in this month for you. Okay? I want to say, though, for those of you who are couples and you're going through a separation, this Ace of Pentacles is promising you a new beginning. It's saying that emotionally, yes, you'll be struggling. If you're the one not doing the breaking up and you're not the one cheating or what have you, emotionally you may feel a little, upset about this, obviously. But you're going to get over it quickly here with this card. Something new and significant. The cards are promising you something beautiful coming in by month's end, and I think you're going to realize this relationship wasn't worthwhile anyway. But for those of you getting into a new relationship, that's, leaving a partner, getting with someone new, it's right here. Just like I said for the singles, this is a relationship that I think you're going to be in for a little while. So that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I wish you all the best, much love and light in this. I know the eclipses are going to be a big deal this month, so I pray for all of you that it all works out well for all of us and it all brings us blessings. So God bless, and I will speak to you in Thank you. Bye.